And what about ye? 2014 Vauxhall Insignia. And this one here is a wee bit unusual because, well, there's been a few wee add-ons here and there done to this car. And let's have a wee look over here. There's a big hole. And this is the cigarette lighter socket. Well, backstory. Guy just bought this car. He's just using it for his work, and he doesn't really care about these aesthetics. And well, it's an ex-police car. And you might think to yourself, well, what's the problem with that? Sure, that's all right. Ex-police car. Guys obviously got it cheap, you know. Well, here's the problem. Well, number one, horn doesn't work. And there's a few other electrical things, which is what we're maybe going to show in this video. But I'll just show you. This is what you're up against when you look at this here. There's wires chopped there. There's a load of clips there, unclipped. I don't know. They're definitely not original. They're just stuck on there. You know. We'll bring you over to the far side. There's a big loom there, another clip, big loom over the top of the strut mount, and bringing you down around here. I don't know what the crank is going on there, and then we'll have down here more chop wires. So what this car is actually in for, he wants me to give it the once over. He wants me to check it because he's just bought it. And this here isn't even connected to anything. But he did not have a power outlet socket in the usual place there. And I've installed one for him. So there's just a big hole there. And there's just well, that was his. I found that in the glove box. So that's done because I stole that, the socket out of the back. So he probably doesn't want that or even knew it was there. So it's now in the front. The wiring was already there, but let's see if I have a wee look in here. Let me see. Let me see. That's for calamity. So there's what's all this crap here? Speaker wire with spades connected onto the. Let's see if I can get you in here. That's the DLC. There. That's a good job. Here's something there. And we can see another loom in here, which doesn't look too hot. And just noticed up here. There's more cut wires. So that's the body control module there. And there, anyway, right, okay. Customer complaint in this one is rear electric windows, no worky. So, what have we got here? The front ones work. Back ones, not a sausage. And this rear disable thing lights up, but nothing on those two. So I was starting to think, you know, this being an ex-police car, surely maybe, you know, would they've disabled the rear back windows because, you know, their clients, they wouldn't want them rolling down the rear windows, wouldn't they? And jumping out and making a bolt for it. So, communication on Limbus. Calibration not learned. Lost communication with Limbus. Limbus. Communications. There's communications problems in this on this thing. And considering there's wires chopped all over the shop. Let's see. Not current. Can problem. Yeah. So have the boys in blue actually disabled these windows in the programming, maybe? Or over here it's the boys in green. But local switch overridden. Driver window learn, passenger window learn. Yes, yes, no, no. Driver window main down switch inactive. Right. Let's see. Driver window. Right, we're getting a response on the fronts. Well, we know the fronts work. So left rear, left rear, left rear, right rear. Let's see if there's any activity here. I'll do a few switching activities here. Oh. Right rear. Left rear. So, there's nothing wrong with the buttons. Let's see. Window lockout switch inactive. So, that's that by here. Active. So, we'll just do that off camera here. Inactive. Active. So, the boutons are okay. You know, I really can't help. I have this thing in my head. I can't help thinking that the police has disabled these rear windows deliberately, and there's actually nothing wrong here. So this is these are the two fuses here. So that one there, I think 24, well, it's 21 and 24 anyway for front and rear. I think that one is the front, and that one there's the rear. So check these two fuses, pull that one out, and yes indeed that disables the fronts that are working, and chucked that into that and swapped it about, mucked it about, doesn't make any difference. Right, I'm just going to cut to the chase here. Switches are good. I'm pretty happy switches are good, right? From experience, we're getting no message to the back on the lin. So from experience, in here, you can see a bit of trim has been pulled up. Under here, there is a loom that goes to the back, and these cars flood. And I've already done a bit of testing, as you can see. So, broken wires under here. So I've stripped a lot of this. I'll carry on here off, and I'll take it down here. So what's going on here is these green wires here. That's our lin signal, and that's the two rear windows there. So when I came to this, these are sort of, these come around like that, and the way I found that was, I have the end strip there, but the way I found that is there was just no connection at all. So what there was this wee bit of tape over the ends there. So what's going on here, there's, if you take it down here, there's another connection which is still good on this purple wire. And you can see it's like a breech joint, to call it. So there's two wires into one sort of copper crimp there, and onto one there, and there's just that bit of cloth tape around it. So that's just soaking wet, and just rots her out. This main power wire, again, I've stripped that myself, and these two, they were butted onto there with let me see, where is it, with this thing. this connection, which is still making. It was still making, but just a quick tug and it pulled apart. And yeah, it's the remains of it. So that's verdigris, you know, green crusties. So anyway, we'll give this a test. Right, you can see that there. I've put a jumper on that, and I've just stripped them and twisted them together. That one there still, as long as it's not touching anything, should be fine. So we'll give this a quick test. Hey, here we go. Jobs are good. Well, it'll be a good one when I tidy this mess up, you know. So we'll get our wee jumper out of the way, and we'll have to tidy that up. Of course, bit of solder, bit of shrink, mastic coated shrink. We'll redo this one because that'll go as well. But the problem here, the cause is, if I can get you down in here, can you see in there? This loom's sitting in water, and this soundproofing is soaking. That's soundproofing up in there, and yeah, I've just the carpet hoofed up here with the front seat still in, and this is all just pulled away, you know, just to prove this is the fault, and that's our problem. All the other wires seem okay there. Well, that one, that big one, and that one. So anything that seems to have these exposed connections, or may as well be exposed, they're just wrapped with this cloth tape in here. So if water gets in here at all, this is our problem. It's floating about there. There's a wee boat. Right. So I think front seat out. See if we can pull this front of the carpet back, get that soundproofing out, get her dried off, and then we'll have to I think check the scuttles, you know, see, make sure they're clear and draining. Right, a wee bit further on, we now have the front seat in the back seat. Well, the back seat's out, the bit you sit on, and that's the front seat anyway. And yeah, so what I want to look at here is the rear here. This is the back footwell, the back passenger footwell. Well, it seems to be, it's a bit sweaty, but it's dry here, you know. So we'll go right around here. There's our loom, there's our swimming pool, our matrix up in here. Well, that's dry. It seems to be alright. We'll have another non-original cut wire, and I have this here. Whatever I can get disconnected, you know. So you can get that out of the way pretty well. So this soundproofing is soaking, as you can see. So we'll have a big rubber grommet up in here, and well, it's probably coming in through there, I think. As I say, this here's dry, so that's alright. So I need to get this soundproofing out. So it goes up in, way up in there behind the dashboard. So I'm not going to take a dashboard out. So I'm going to cut it and take this bit out and try and get as much water out as I can. And then, well, I'll have to repair these wires too. So, yeah. Alright up in here. I think. It's not really wet here, so. Alright. We'll see how we get on. So, I just noticed this. Taxi meter 2019. So, was this a police car? Was it a taxi? Or both? Well, I don't know, but sure. It's not going to solve this problem. And here we go. I have a bit of soundproofing out. And, well, get that removed, no bar. So, yeah, I was just thinking there. Would these be normally as black as that at the back? You see they're well tinted. There, even the back there. So the whole back window is completely black and the two rear windows. So it would put you in mind of a police car. But anyway, here's our soundproofing. So we'll do a bit of sucking. Right, had enough of that, so we'll let gravity do its thing and leave it for a while. Okay, so we've done a little bit of wiring repair here. So we'll have two wires get into one. There, and as our LIN wires, one wire getting into the two, and that other wee one. I'm happy enough for that. Just going to insulate that with vinyl mastic tape, not your ordinary PVC tape. Put a bit of a seal on it. So we need to get that tidied up, bunched up, taped up, what have you, and we've already proved that's the fault. So on to the cause of this water ingress. I mentioned earlier on that it's more than likely the drains in the scuttle panel. So with the wipers off, as you can see, I'm going to get a wee look at these drains, and it's just above the passenger side where the water is. And let's see if we can see. Yeah, they're blocked. There's no water out at the minute, but you can see there's a big brown watermark there, and yeah, that hose is the washers there. So there we go. You know, this is more than likely the cause of the water ingress. More than likely, it could be leaking into the windscreen. It could be leaking in. I don't know, but these look blocked to me. Now, there was a TSB for water getting into the doors, the drains and the doors were blocking and water was sloshing about the doors. That's not the cause of this water ingress into that footwell. And I've heard stories, people complain about water getting into the boot in these cars. So, yeah, but definitely, if your rear electric windows don't work, check those drains under the scuttle panel there, take your wipers off, and clean them out every now and again if you've got one of these Vauxhalls. So there we go. I'm going to end the video there, I think, and that's all I'm going to show. I need to clean everything up, wait till that thing dries off. Hopefully it'll be dried by the time I get all this put back out again. It'll be reasonably dry anyway. And thanks very much for watching, as ever. And what do you think, Poppy?